The Redmis and Realmes have been the talk of the town. It's kind of sad that we completely overlooked a serious value for money device, the Vivo Z1 Pro. Come to think of it, it can even compete with the Realme X. It's got all the firepower. It's got a triple camera setup and a 32 megapixel selfie camera. Sounds great on paper. So let's pit the phone against one of the best camera phones in the segment, the Redmi Note 7 Pro, to see where exactly it stands. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Ashwin Sundar. This is Technology Jock. Guys, these videos take a lot of production time, so it would be great if you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Guys, in case you decide to get one of these phones, check out a tempered glass from our sponsor Glazed Ink, which is something more durable. What's special about Glazed Ink is that they make these genuine curved tempered glasses with actual 2.5D curved glass along the edges, so you wouldn't have to deal with that ugly, awkward gap that you get from installing most other tempered glasses in the market. They are available for a lot of other phones as well, including the OnePlus 7, Asus 6Z, and so on. So do check out Glazed Ink, link in the description. You can use the promo code TJOCK to get 10% discount on your purchases. For daylight photography, I really can't pick a definite winner. You really should skip to the next part because practically speaking, you will be satisfied with either phone. That said, I can point out a few differences between these images, a few minor differences. So here we go. The colors are a little more accurate on the Note 7 Pro's images. It's largely due to the Z1 Pro's white balance setting. It's slightly cooler, as in you can see a bit of blue tone in the images. Let me tell you, the clouds did not look that way in real life. When it comes to sharpness though, the Z1 Pro does a better job, especially macro shots. The dynamic range is again slightly better on Z1 Pro's images. Here, the shadows, as in the darker regions of the image, are slightly brighter. But the Z1 Pro only has auto HDR. Enabling HDR manually is something you can do on almost all other phones, but it's not possible here. So sometimes the camera fails to identify that a scene requires HDR mode. Anyway, like I said, these are all minor differences. For daylight photography, both are really good. Oh wait, we completely forgot about the ultra-wide angle camera on the Z1 Pro. It's not the best in terms of image quality, but when you want to capture a wider field of view, you can. The images look reasonably good. When it comes to portrait mode pictures though, the Note 7 Pro is doing a slightly better job. Technically speaking, the Z1 Pro captures more details, as in both highlights and shadows are quite clear. Like here on the Z1 Pro's portrait, the sky is captured perfectly. On the Note 7 Pro's portrait, the sky is overexposed. It's all pure white, there is no detail. But on the contrary, the subject is very well exposed on the Note 7 Pro's portrait. It's also a lot sharper. These are portraits after all, so the human subject has to be the given priority, and that's what the Note 7 Pro does. In terms of edge detection and background blur, both are pretty similar. Now, when the light starts to fade, we can finally see a pretty big variation. The Note 7 Pro's images are not just brighter, but also have a lot less noise and a lot more details. Just look at the clouds. Now, there's a dedicated night mode on both phones. Turning it on brings the Z1 Pro somewhat close to the Note 7 Pro in the competition, but still the tables are not turned completely. The Note 7 Pro still wins in low light. Both phones can shoot 4K videos at 30 frames per second. Well, due to some circumstances, the exact side-by-side footage got deleted, but I know how they looked, and here's a comparison of two different clips just for your reference. These were shot in different resolution actually, and in different times. So what I saw in those deleted videos is that the Z1 Pro's footage was again a bit on the cooler side, a mild bluish tone. The Note 7 Pro's footage had more vibrant colors, and even the dynamic range and contrast were slightly better. Pretty similar to daylight photography actually. I'm just pointing out the minor differences. Both phones do a fine job. I'm really sorry I'm not able to show you the differences. You have to take my word for it. Now, the Z1 Pro also has 240fps slow motion mode at 720p resolution. The Note 7 Pro on the other hand can do slow-mo at 1080p resolution, but the frame rate takes a dip to 120fps. But look at the footage. The Note 7 Pro is far better in terms of sharpness, in terms of brightness, in terms of colors, in terms of field of view. Field of view as in it can cover more of the scene. Now, what about selfies? It is 32 megapixel on the Z1 Pro versus 20 on the Note 7 Pro, and the difference in sharpness is immediately noticeable. The dynamic range is also slightly better on the Z1 Pro selfies. Look at the sky here, and the wall behind me here. That's about it. Again, just minor differences, not a big deal, and that small gap is in when you compare selfie portraits from the two phones. They are more or less similar. Final verdict, the Vivo Z1 Pro is definitely not the new camera king, but like I mentioned multiple times in the video, the differences are not that big. If you are actually looking to buy one of these phones, if camera performance is really important to you, if it's at the top of your list of priorities, then the Note 7 Pro is the one for you. If not, don't make your decision based on camera performance. There are a lot of other good features on both phones, so have a look at those things and then decide. But before that, please subscribe to Technology Jock and maybe even press the bell icon. It's just a single tap, but it means a lot to me. Thanks a lot for watching for the moment. This is Ashwin Sundar saying goodbye.